As the title sponsor of National Customer Service Week, Robert Half is proud to celebrate the outstanding work customer service professionals perform each day. Robert Half is the first and largest specialized talent solutions firm. We help customer service professionals find great roles and connect companies with highly skilled talent to meet their business needs. We know how important customer service professionals are in driving businesses forward. To help support career growth, we'd like to share insights about in-demand skills top companies are looking for in customer service professionals.
Companies needed the right people and tools in place to succeed during the pandemic. And customer-facing employees really stepped into the spotlight. And we're seeing the momentum continue today. As they look to further improve the client experience and boost productivity, companies are increasing their investment in cutting-edge CRM and customer service solutions. And it's not just technology. Companies also are investing more in employee training and professional development programs for customer service managers and individual contributors. Some of the most in-demand skills our clients are requesting are bilingualism, business savvy, call center certifications and customer loyalty experience, interpersonal skills like empathy, adaptability, resourcefulness, and strategic thinking, and being adept with technology like Microsoft 365 and Google Sheets, plus software specific to customer service, including ticketing systems, help desk, data entry, analytics software, live chat, and CRM.
Customer service professionals have never been more essential for success. As we celebrate Customer Service Week, we recognize and thank you and your teams for your critical contributions all year round. For more insights, visit roberthalf.com.
Welcome to the final day of National Customer Service Week. I hope you have had fun, that you felt celebrated, and that you are nourishing the magic that is you. Today is exciting. I am going to share with you 6 tactics to get any angry customer to back down. I cannot wait to share my tactics with you. But before we get to that, let's check in on the self-care challenge. How are you doing with that? Are you following the challenge? Yesterday, the focus was, how can I use something from yesterday? Or what can I learn from yesterday to make me better today? That is something I practice every day. In the morning, right after I get out of bed, I ask myself, what can I learn from yesterday to make me better today? So make sure you do that. The challenge for today is for you to make a note of your achievements, big achievements, small achievements, like I went on a hike, or I saved $500 this year. I pulled off a surprise party for my dad and he felt loved and honored and surprised. Whatever is an achievement to you is an achievement. So make sure that you take the time to put together that list. Well, all right, I am super excited about today's topic. You are going to learn 6 ways to get any angry customer to back down. If your customer refuses to listen to you, they are insulting, they're demanding a supervisor, they are trying to control you. They're trying to control you to get you to do exactly what they want you to do. Now, if you respond with anger or you're defensive, maybe you withhold options, or you say something like, sir, if you don't calm down, I won't help you. If you respond in that way, the customer has won. They're in control. They know that they've thrown you off balance. That is not the way for you to guide and influence a conversation. You control the interaction by remaining in control, by remaining calm and sending the customer the message that your tactics are not going to work with me. That is the focus of this video. We are going to control the interaction with the most difficult customers by sending them the message that, nope, you're talking to a skilled person trained in psychology by Myra to turn things around, redirect, and guide you to the next steps. Here are 6 ways for you to send the message that the customer's tactics will not work on you. 6 tactics for you to take back control. Number 1, I want you to link the communication chain. Psychologists talk about the communication chain, that when a person puts out a message, a verbal message, a written message, they are trying to link to the chain that is the other person. And if the other person doesn't link back, there is a break in the chain. A link back is a response. When there is a break in the chain because the other person doesn't respond, the person goes into the right emotional brain and they are likely to respond back in a more emotional way. They might be, in the customer sense, might be more talkative or more difficult. The way we link the communication chain is to give a response. You are not going to get anywhere by ignoring anger or tiptoeing around it. You actually come across more confident and powerful when you address the issue or anger head on. A good way to link the chain might be, I realize this whole thing is frustrating for you. Number 2, I want you to speak in your assertive voice. We've talked about that in days 2 and 3 of this week. So if you missed that, go to both of those videos. The main takeaway is assertively speaking is to say what you mean what you say without being mean when you say it. Number 3, I want you to give any bad news, all bad news directly. I had a client who worked on the escalation team for a timeshare company, and he told me that when he had to give bad news, he went straight to it. His approach was to say, I have some news and you're not going to like it. He found that it was easier for the customer to accept his news when he didn't sugarcoat it. Now, if that is too strong for you, my approach for giving bad news is what I call the 3W, and that's where you explain to your customer what 3 times. You're going to explain, here's what we know, here's what we've done, and here's what's next. This format is psychological in that it guides the customer forward to the next steps. Even when the news is bad, you come across as transparent. You're answering the questions before they even have an opportunity to ask them. So you're transparent, you're proactive, you're forward moving, and you come across as confident. When we're trying to stay in control, confidence is a must. All right, next. Sometimes you are going to have to end a circular conversation. A circular conversation is one that just goes on and on. You might think of it as back and forth. You have said no, or you've given the bad news, and the customer keeps pushing back. We can't stay in that loop. So I want you to proactively end a circular conversation. Here are some ways you might do that. We realize this is frustrating for you. We won't be able to. Sometimes you just have to be that direct. Just like giving bad news, you want to be direct. Example, we don't negotiate our fees. I actually had to say this to a client. We won't be able to work together on this. I hope you find the perfect facilitator for your retreat and that the event is a complete success. So to end the back and forth of why you won't do this or why this is impossible, we won't be able to, and you explain that. I respect your opinion. Now, this is great to validate. We want people to feel heard. We want them to feel understood. Validating does that. So here's an example. I respect your opinion. Our company policy is not to pay claims involving consumer error. We have a responsibility to the company to uphold the integrity of our products. As long as the product performs as expected and has no defects, we cannot accept responsibility and provide financial assistance. So you make the statement and then you explain it. I agree. Okay, this is validating the customer. Sometimes the best approach to stop that back and forth is to agree, right? Doesn't mean you're giving in, but to agree. I agree. Regrettably, that's not possible because blank. Here's an example. I agree that we need to get someone to look at your lawn as quickly as possible. regrettably, all our technicians and managers are out serving other customers now, and the schedule for the remainder of the day is full. We can book a technician for you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Will that work for you? Now, when you make these statements, I want you to speak or write, if this is a chat, I want you to speak in your assertive voice. Assertive people say what they mean what they say, and they aren't mean when they say it. Be confident, all right? And customers are going to be more likely to consider your word as final when you do this. You got this. You can end that circular conversation. All right, next, we need to set a firm boundary for being respected. Now, we want to be respected, and we're not a doormat. Our approach is never to be passive. We also are not going to be aggressive. So how do I set a firm boundary when the customer is yelling, cursing, interrupting me? How do I do that? Here are some examples. I'm sorry, I can't help while listening to that language. If it stops, I can help. Now look at that. You're saying what you mean, meaning what you say, and you are not mean when you say it. I'm trying to help you, but the language is getting in the way. All right, so this is a little stronger. I'm trying to help. All right, but this language, are you cutting me off? You over talking me? You yelling? That's getting in the way. And you can say that without being mean. It is you drawing a boundary. I'm trying to help you, but if you continue to yell, swear, interrupt me, I will ask you to call back again. Now, I would check with your manager and see what your specific policy is on inappropriate behavior. This is a guideline, but of course, yield to what the official policy is in your organization. I understand you're upset, but I kindly ask that you refrain from using inappropriate language during our conversation. With all of these statements, it is important that we focus on being assertive, not passive because it won't work, not aggressive because that likely is not going to be your brand voice. When you're aggressive, you will get pushback and you're right back in a circular conversation. For help with how to set boundaries for respect, I have a bonus for you. I have a guide on my website. It's the most popular download on MyraGolden.com. I simply call it 57 Phrases to De-Escalate Any Angry Customer. I would love it if you go over there and pick that guide up. If you don't want to download the guide, we have the 57 phrases listed out for you in several categories. What to say for the customer who wants to talk to your manager, how to give bad news, how to deal with the cussing or inappropriate customer. Again, just head over to MyraGolden.com. Go to articles when you get to my website, and you'll see that from the top navigation. On the right-hand side of the articles page, there's a search bar. You can just type in 57, and that will pop up. You might have to scroll down 2 to 3. I think it's the third article there now, but you'll see it. 57 phrases to de-escalate any angry customer. And finally, we need to uphold our boundary. So boundary setting, it's 2 steps. You have to assertively set your boundary, which we've done. But then if a person pushes back on your boundary, meaning I've said, I'm here to help you, but if you continue to use that language, I'm not able to help you. If you want to be respected personally as well as professionally, and you've set a boundary, you have to assertively uphold your boundary. So I want you to remember this in your personal life as well. So if you tell someone, you know, I'm not able to talk to you when you gossip about Kim. If you continue that, I'm leaving the dinner. And then you would need to leave the dinner if they continue to gossip. Same thing with the customer. So you've asked the customer in your assertive voice to not use that language. And let's say they push back, uphold your boundary this way. Mr. Maxfield, I've asked you twice to not speak to me using that language. Now I'm disconnecting and inviting you to contact us another time. Like before, I do want you to talk with your management team, speak to your supervisor to see what is right for your company. You know, every company has a different culture, a different DNA. This is a suggestion, and the point is you're not there to be verbally abused. You're not there to be a doormat. You're not coming to work to be stressed out. So your management team will work with you to come up with appropriate ways to set and uphold your boundaries. Well, there we have it. 6 ways to get any angry customer to back down. I designed all of the tactics that we've worked on this week to work together. We started by looking at how to make sure we do not unintentionally prime a customer to push back or go over our heads by looking at statements that do that and looking at better options instead. Then we discovered how to say what we mean what we say without being mean when we say it. Yesterday, I gave you 3 tactics to get a chatty Cathy to calm down and cut to the chase. Today, you got 6 tactics to get any angry customer to back down. All of those frameworks work together to make you more confident, to feel more confident, to speak more confidently, to be perceived as confident. When people see you as assertive and confident, that gives you power. That gives you influence, and you are going to guide people to the next steps without being mean when you do that. All right, before I let you go, we have to talk about day 5 of our self-care retreat. Today, we are focusing on celebrating our achievements. I want you to make a list of your top achievements. And it doesn't have to be huge. It certainly can be. Maybe you ran a 5K, you bought your first car, you bought a home, you left a toxic relationship. Keep a record of your achievements. And when you're having a tough day, that is such a great thing to remind yourself. Let me give you an example. I have a little box here where I have many of my professional achievements, and I like to have it where I can just look at it. So if it's been a long day, or I didn't hit the mark, or I missed a date for project completion, I'll just go to my box to remind myself of some of my achievements. One of the things I have here is a keynote, my first keynote after the pandemic. You know, we were on lockdown for like 2 years, and I was working right here from my studio. And I was a bit nervous getting back out there. Like, did I still have it? Could I carry an audience of over 700 people? I did, and I totally rocked it. And so I just kept my name tag to remind me. I have letters and notes and emails that I've printed out from clients who celebrated me, and I want to remember that. You can come up with a notebook, a box like I have, or just simply a list that you keep in the Notes app on your phone. And when your day isn't going perfectly, then just pull that out and it will really hype you up. I hope you will do that. All right. Our action step, our final action step as we end National Customer Service Week, is I invite you to visit myragolden.com, where I have hundreds of articles and videos and resources and templates to guide you through challenging interactions with challenging customers, and also a lot on empathy and how to deliver the best possible customer experience. Thank you so much for showing up today for yourself. You are the magic. I hope you feel celebrated, especially today on the final day of National Customer Service Week, but every day you deserve it. All right, have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next year.